Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface with Thok the Bloodthirsty, who is the third and final boss of the third wing of the Flexi-Raid version of Siege of Orgrimmar. And this is a two-stage fight that rinses and repeats and goes to prove that a boss fight doesn't have to have oodles and oodles of mechanics to be really good fun. And I mean absolutely zero disrespect to Blizzard on this, but I actually found this fight a little bit of comic relief. Not in a ha-ha-ha kind of way, but it just sort of broke up how intense some of the boss fights have been in the Siege of Orgrimmar. Whether or not that was planned, I do not know. But I just found this boss fun. So first things first. Don't stand in front of the boss unless you're in the tank. Don't stand behind the boss because you'll get tail whipped for pretty decent damage, as you'll see later on. And also stunned for a few seconds. What we did is we stacked both the melee and the DPS underneath the tank. And during the first phase, Thok will gain energy, and when he reaches 100 energy, he will do a deafening screech which will interrupt spell casting. You'll see when it comes in, but it is very quick, so you've got to be careful, especially the healers, because you don't want to get locked out of holy spells. And also, when the deafening screech goes through, it will increase the rate in which he generates energy. Therefore, they will be becoming thicker and faster, and you've got to be very careful indeed. Fortunately for me, because I'm a warlock with fire, I can jump between shadow and fire spells. So if I do get locked out of one, I can jump to another ability, but healers, of course, can't, so be extra special careful. When 5 people in the raid have gone below 50% of the health, we'll get stage 2, which is the blood frenzy stage, where Thok just goes on a fixate rampage and wants to eat people. So he will fixate on somebody, kite him. He will be slow to start with, but get quicker and quicker. Now, a jailer, a Kor'kron jailer, will come into the fight at this stage. What we did, yeah, there you go, there gets smacked by the tail. What we did is we had the melee concentrate on killing the Kor'kron jailer, while the range DPS still maintained their DPS, their damage, on Thok itself, because you've got to keep this damage going, because you'll see why in a moment. Now, when the jailer dies, he drops a key, and you can open up a prison cell for 3 different types of mob: Salrock, Jinyan, and Yangol. And when you do, they will join the fight, and Thok will focus on them and eat them. But when he eats them, he will actually gain their abilities. So we unlocked the Salrock cage first, and he's now turned green because he's actually taken on their acidic-based abilities. So tanks, whereas at the start of the fight you had like a fearsome roar, which increases the damage of the fearsome roar per stack, so you actually have to alternate between tanks. It's very important that you do. He now gains an acidic breath, which will actually debuff the tank's armor. So again, you have to make sure you do your swaps with your off-tank nice and easy. And the raid will get a debuff. You can see it on me now, an acidic-based debuff that will stack. Now, to help the healers out, because I'm a warlock, I actually went into Grimoire Sacrifice, summoned an imp, sacrificed the imp, and got myself a dispel, an instant dispel. So I actually helped the healers out here because I didn't need to cast it, and I could take it off myself. I could also take it off other raid members. Now, if he goes into the next phase, which we're just about to do, where he attacks the Jinyan, we actually now get frost-based damage. So the tanks now, instead of getting the acidic breath, you're now getting a frost breath. And every time it hits, it will add a stack onto you. If you get to 5 stacks, you will be encased in a tomb of ice. So once more, rotate properly with your off-tank. The DPS, as you can see from myself, will also get a debuff as well. Again, if that stacks up to 5 times, then the DPSer will be encased in a tomb of ice. It's pretty cool. But during these phases, you've got to DPS as much as humanly possible, because you're going to run out of people, and he's just going to get more and more powerful. And as you can see, the damage levels already are pretty astronomical. So this basically becomes a DPS race. So he goes into his third, and what will probably be the final now, fixate phase. I get the Icy Blood again, which is fine. It's no problem for me to keep getting it off. And you need... what we did on the right-hand side is you need to just run right up to the doorway to give as much space as possible. So the person's doing absolutely spot on there, running right up to the doorway, use the fixate, try and get Thok as well as away from the rest of the group as humanly possible. He's down to 36 million now. This is it mechanic-wise. There's nothing else to know. So it's all down now to DPS race, DPS race, DPS race. And this is why it was so important to have the ranged DPS constantly focused on Thok, while the melee were taking care of the jailers, and then the tanks were deciding which of the jails to enter at what time. But it's down to 15. I think we're going to get some people potentially drop in a moment. We got the third jail open, which is the Yangol, which is a fire-based attack. So now it adds a dot damage to the tank, or would do after the phase. And also the DPSs will get a debuff, and it will drop a flame debuff on the floor. So don't stand on that either. But we managed to do it in time. Actually, nobody dropped. I thought a couple of people dropped, but nobody dropped. And I got the helmet. Woohoo! So Thok the Bloodthirsty, I just thought it was fun. Really put a smile on my face. Thought it was an awesome fight. But do make sure you adhere to those mechanics, and you should be, fingers crossed, if you've got enough firepower, okay. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. Please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook and also twitch.tv/Heal vs Babyface for live streaming. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. Screenshotting coming. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.